Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming into this talk today. I expect you all know something about Ho'oponopono, or do you all have an idea about Ho'oponopono? I'm going to start with how I got to hear about it and what the interest that it gave for me. Was the talk from so if we go back to when I was doing a happiness course, there was, after we run the first six-week happiness course, a few of us carried on each week doing something, sharing what we knew. And one of the girls with us brought in this book, Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, Ho'oponopono. I'd never heard of that. And then we had a CD playing, and it was saying the story about Dr. Hugh Len and his daughter who had shingles. Have you all heard that? Because I won't go over it if you... Okay, so Dr. Hugh Len, his daughter was 13, had shingles. He'd been to every sort of doctor. He was a very scientific man, right side brain or whatever it is, opposite to what we are anyway. And but anyway, he heard about Morna Simeona, who was a kahuna in Hawaii, and she did this Ho'oponopono. So he'd heard about that, took his daughter to see her, and the daughter got better. And he had literally tried everything by then, even holistic ways of dealing with it. But after seeing Morna, she did get better. Do come in if you want. So yeah, she did get better. So he knew there had to be something about Ho'oponopono that worked. And so he went along to one of her workshops. So to cut a long story short, he went 3 times because he couldn't stay the first 2. It was so outrageous to him. Hugging trees, talking about ghosts, elementals, everything so different to anything he'd ever known before. And but on the 3rd attempt, he did stay with her. And that was like late 70s, and then he stayed with her until 1992, was it? Her transition in 1992. Not romantically, obviously, but learning from her. And so he learned as much as he could about Ho'oponopono, and then he realised that he could go out and do what she had been doing, teaching people about Ho'oponopono, running workshops. And that's how Joe Vitale then heard from a friend of his that Dr. Hugh Len, the story about Dr. Hugh Len. So during that time, late 70s to 1992, in the mid-80s, he was asked to go to a hospital in Hawaii where there was criminally insane patients, had committed the most heinous of crimes that you wouldn't even want to think about. And he went there on the proviso that he wouldn't have to see any of them. And the reason, everyone at this hospital, it was so unloved. The paint wouldn't even stay on the walls. The staff manipulated the patients manipulated the staff. They were shackled, the patients were shackled, highly medicated. It was just a very unloved place. The staff, they were always sick. Dr. Hugh Len went in on the proviso he wouldn't have to see any of the patients, and they were so desperate by then because the staff turnover was so ridiculous that they agreed to that because they'd heard such good things about him. And so after about 4 months, they asked him if he would share what he'd been doing because everything was changing. The paint was staying on the walls, he was able, the shackles were coming off, the medication was lowered, they were overstaffed rather than understaffed. Everything was changing, so it was so miraculous to what it had been like. And so he wanted to... they wanted him to tell them what he was doing. So he explained that he'd go in his office every morning, take a file out from one of the patients and read what they'd done. And whatever that brought up for him, whether it was anger, hatred, fear, just repulsion of what he was reading, he knew that was in him. And that situation had been brought to him for him to clear and clean on. Because Ho'oponopono is to delete and clear, to make good, make right. And so he would just, all the time, he would just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. Can I give you those, Anne-Marie, to give out? Oh, I'll keep one. So there's just, it's what I love about Ho'oponopono is that it's just so simple. I'm sorry, all you do is say 4 sentences. As he read whatever these patients had done and whatever that made him feel, he would say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you, over and over again in his mind. And what you're actually doing by that is saying, I'm sorry for whatever programming is in me that created this event. Please forgive me for being unconscious to my own thought processes. I love you, which connects you to your higher self. I am returning to source and wiping my inner whiteboard clean. Thank you for releasing this programming from me. So it's all you say is, I'm sorry, in your mind, over and over. It's like a 24/7, which is a lot to start with, and you do it whenever you think of it. But you're constantly cleaning because it's like weeds on the surface. They just keep coming back because your memories are so ingrained in you. So I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. You're saying that to divinity. So that's what Joe Vitale would say. You're saying it to divinity, which you are. But then I found out about Mabel Katz. And Mabel Katz lived with Dr. Hugh Len for about 11 years. Again, not romantically, but she happened to find him. She was in a very dark place. And she stayed with him for 11 years and learned all she could about Ho'oponopono. So now Mabel Katz would be the person worldwide, I would say, that really is for Ho'oponopono. And the first book that I got from Mabel Katz was The Easiest Way to Live. And it honestly, you know, I just think it's so simple. When you wake up at night and you start having silly thoughts because you just do at night, and now all you do is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. And what you're doing there is you're taking 100% responsibility for whatever's going on in your reality. Sorry, I'm very aware of this poll, but I'm sorry, please forgive me. Yeah, so she was, I've actually done a talk with her too, live to Facebook, amazing woman. She's Spanish, but speaks very good English. And so she talks about the inner child, and Dr. Hugh Len, not Dr. Hugh Len, Joe Vitale doesn't talk about the inner child, but actually what you're doing is the inner child does your breathing, runs your body, holds all your memories. And so I'm just going to read this little bit from the book about the inner child. And that's what I loved about Mabel Katz, because she makes you realise how important your inner child is. So why is my connection with my inner child so important? You can talk to your child at any time. When you're driving, waiting in line, it's important to say, I love you and thank you, as often as you can to that part of you. These are great tools for your inner child. Thank you for doing my breathing, for taking care of my body, for pumping my heart. If anything is causing you pain or suffering right now, you can ask your child to let go. Work with your child coming from love, not forcing anything. We resist our enemies, but love can heal anything. Not only does your inner child hold all of your memories and run your body, it's also the part of you that makes the connection with your superconscious mind, and from your superconscious mind to divinity. Your inner child is the manifester in your life. So that's what I really loved about that, because you've all heard of your inner child. You all know about the inner child. And we ignore the inner child, and quite often it feels unloved or neglected. And so to think of that young child, you're taking care of her. Think of hugging her, say you're not going to neglect her anymore. And so what you're relying on when you're saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you, you're saying that to your inner child who knows what to release to divinity. And when you release it to divinity, divinity knows for all of us, that part of that aspect of God within us, knows what needs releasing from us. So you might have a specific thing going on for you in mind that needs to be released, but divinity knows, or God aspect of you knows better than you as to what needs to be released. And what Dr. Hugh Len said is, if you try to work on everything that needs to be released on you, you'd shrivel up like a prune because it'd be too much. So you just trust that divinity knows. So you might be thinking of a situation that happened yesterday that you want to make right, make better, but actually divinity knows what needs to be cleared from you first. So you have that trust in this whole Ho'oponopono. Talk to your child mentally, thinking of hugging your child, holding his or her hand. When you talk to your child, you're actually cleaning. In other words, you're caring for your inner child is a cleaning tool. Maybe you want to think about all the things that you would like to let go physically and emotionally. So you ask your child with love and compassion, please let go. And reassure this child in you that you will not abandon him or her again. And if you're looking for the perfect partner in life, your inner child is it. It is the one you're looking for. So what we do, obviously, we just hold on to old memories, old programs, old tapes replaying. We live from memories the majority of the time. You know, I thought even driving here today, you know, and if my husband was saying anything about the traffic lights or the traffic, he is programmed to think that because of a previous, it's all from memory, you know, which we all do. So if I can just find this page. We're either coming from memories, which we do most of the time, or we're coming from the whiteboard. And I thought that was amazing to have this massive whiteboard behind me. That is a perfect example. So that's where you want to be, at the whiteboard. You'll want to be at 0. So by doing I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you, even that's one step away from being at 0, because you're having to say that. But your whole process is to be at 0, to be at the whiteboard. So that is a perfect, you know, whenever you think I want to be at 0, saying that to divinity, and then divinity will send inspiration to you. And when you get an inspiration, not to procrastinate, just to do whatever inspiration comes. And inspiration is far better than intuition, because that's run by the ego, whereas inspiration is straight from divinity. So thinking while you're doing that. The big thing with Ho'oponopono is the 100% responsible, because there's only you in your reality. So I was giving a talk in Emsworth one night in Petersfield, and afterwards this chap said to me, so you said that you're the only person in your reality? I said yes. He said, well, you're talking to me. What does that mean? I said, I've no idea. but just know, I just trust. Another thing that happened this week, I was talking with a girl in America. She's amazing, Angie Arkin. And she has the 14, Galactic Council of 14 that comes through her. She channels. And I said, is this all illusion? Because we keep hearing this is all illusion. And actually that's what Ho'oponopono says. This is illusion. When we pass over, which we don't die, I mean, it's just the energy goes on. But we'll look back at this, which seems like a lifetime, because it is a lifetime in our reality. But it just seems like a dream once you pass over. So it is just all illusion. But this just helps you clear yourself of all those silly thoughts that go over and over in your brain. 90% what we think today is what we thought yesterday, and we'll probably get the same tomorrow. Unless you clear yourself and just say yes to life. Just whatever comes up, that will be inspiration. Divinity will have brought what's right for you to you. Any questions so far? By all means, ask any questions, love any questions. But anyway, 100% responsible, that is what people find most difficult with this. By taking 100%. So whatever has happened to you in your life, and there is some dreadful, you know, people have told me most horrendous things that has happened to them. And it does seem like it's happened to them. Of course it does. And of course I've had situations in my life that appear to have happened to me, of course. But it's knowing that you're 100, we create our own reality, and therefore if we create our own reality, then of course we've created whatever is going on for us at this time. So that's not to take on any heaviness of that. It is just to know that you're not going to blame, shame or guilt anybody else, because you on some level have created that, but for you to clear and clean on. And when you're clearing and cleaning on it, it clears from your ancestors. My son was round the other day and he was telling me a situation at work. I said to you about it, Guy. But he was telling me about a situation at work, and it's horrible, and it reminded me straight away of situations that I had at work. And that's patterns replaying that always comes up. And all I could do while he was telling me that, because I can't make it right for him, and I really wanted to, I wanted to do whatever I could for him to make it right. I wanted to sack the woman and, you know, all of those sort of things. But actually, I just said, in my mind, I was just saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. Because I've brought that situation to remember that I need to clear and clean on it from my past, from what happened to me in my past in a work situation. And so I can just trust that whatever needed clearing from him, from me, would clear from him. You're not doing it for him, you're doing it for yourself, because I didn't want that memory again. So yeah, all I could do was, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. Knowing, and there is other people would say that's, you know, slightly different, but divinity knows what the whole sentence is. So I'm sorry for whatever programming is in me that created this event. So there's programming in all of us from our life, of course. So when we're just saying sorry for that, because we brought it to us on some level. So this might not resonate with some of you, and that's absolutely fine. I was at one talk in Bournemouth and the girl sat there laughing. I said, are you all right? And she said, well, I just find this hysterical. What do you expect me to do with it? I said, oh my gosh, I don't expect you to do anything. This is completely up to you if you take this on board. For me, it helps me. That's all I can say. You know, when you wake at night, when you're thinking of anything, you know, like my son the other day, and I just started saying that because what else could I do? So yeah, completely up to you if that resonates with you. Please forgive me for being unconscious to my own thought processes. Because we are unconscious most of the time to our own thought processes. I love you, which connects you to your higher self, which is a really good thing to do all the time. Can you imagine if we went round just thinking I love you all day long to everything and to everyone? Do you do that, Julia? Well, exactly. But, you know, if everyone was walking around thinking I love you to every situation, you know, to this tent, this is amazing, the people that have put this tent up and being grateful for what, you know, just living in gratitude, because obviously thank you is the next one. But anyway, I love you, connects you to your higher self. I'm returning to source and wiping my inner whiteboard clean. And again, that reminds you of the whiteboard, which is, you know, you want to be at zero and just allow inspiration in. And I know this is repeating, but it's really good to remember because we've had a lifetime of programs, tapes, replaying, and we want to clear all of those and just be open to any new situation. So when Eli asked me to come to this, you know, inspiration brought that about, I guess. So, you know, you just say yes to life. Thank you for releasing this program from my being. So you're just trusting that this process will release any of this old programming from your being and allow, you know, new wonderful things to happen in your life. So Mabel Katz would say that all you need to do is say I love you and thank you all day long in your mind. You don't even need to say I'm sorry and please forgive me. But you can. But divinity knows that I love you and thank you is enough. It just knows that you're ready to clear and cleanse on anything. There's a lot of different things. You might have heard about the blue bottles that you can put water in and put in the sunlight for an hour. So straight from the tap into a blue bottle, into the sunlight, and after an hour you can put it in your washing up water, make drinks with it. It's supposed to be the clearest water, you know. There's all different things like that that goes on from Ho'oponopono. I personally, I've got the blue bottle, but I don't remember to do that. But some people love that. Dennis, that I used to run the workshops with, he definitely uses the blue bottle thing. And that's just a reminder as well. This lovely lady, I have got a beautiful blue bottle at home, and she's got the Ho'oponopono on it. She sent that to me as a gift. So I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. And on the blue bottle, which is behind, I have it behind the computer, so it's always a nice reminder. What was I going to say then though? This book, what does cleaning mean? Cleaning means that a problem comes up, you're willing to take 100% responsibility. Does anyone want to say about anything about that 100% responsibility? Because that usually does bring up, how can you be responsible when you feel someone's done something to you? So, you know, listening to my son the other day, hello.
I take that as being responsible for everything under my own suit.
Yes.
I can't control what anybody does.
Absolutely. And there is only you. Yes. Yes. And so you're not blaming, shaming or guilting anybody else. And we are absolutely perfect, all of us, absolutely perfect, miraculous, wonderful beings, but our memories are imperfect. And that's what causes a lot of the situations in our life. So, you know, to just remember that you are absolutely amazing. It's only your memories that would make you think differently, that we can sometimes criticise ourselves. And I can catch myself criticising of course we all do. It's just inbuilt in us. It's somehow been programmed in us.
I had an argument with myself the other day. I was like getting ready to come in. I was just having I had a really horrible memory of something. It was really horrible. I'm like, why are you thinking of that? You're going somewhere really nice. You're getting packed to go. I actually had a word with myself and went, why has that horrible memory come into my mind? I'm packing to go somewhere really nice for a few days. Why have you put that in my mind, and now why are you reliving it over and over again? And it came from
nowhere.
So this is definitely really resonating with me, but there was no need for it.
No.
I was packing to do something.
But how often does that happen to all of us?
Yeah. And quite often we don't even, I was conscious that it was happening, but quite often we're not conscious it's happening, and we've got these horrible thoughts in our head that will affect our mood or whatever.
Yeah.
We carry on and just kind of ignore them even though they're there.
Well, there was a situation this morning, funny enough. My husband runs a football team, and so last night someone phoned him up from the football team, said whatever they'd done, gone to the football pitch and done something from the junior club, and he's like the senior club, and they didn't involve him. And you know, I got right into that situation. I was as upset as he was for a while because they had gone round and said how they were going to move his pitch, bring something back, take the fence down and do something else. And he would never dream of going over to their pitch and doing that to theirs without consulting them. So we did this wonderful letter to them. So I was right in it. And it literally, because he got so wound up about it, I thought, well, yes, send that letter anyway. The chap was livid when he sent the letter. And then I remembered to do Ho'oponopono, like just to clear myself of it, because obviously I've brought that on myself in some way. And it just happens all the time, you know, and especially if you're close with someone and you know how someone else reacts to something. Anyway. Yeah. Any questions? Honestly, ask anything. Yeah.
One more thing I'd like to
Yes.
say about that. So I've been using this prayer spell, whatever you want to call it, for a few years, and I used to do cleaning, and I would kind of sing it into all the corners of
Lovely.
the energy. And I've had my mum staying with me for the last 8 weeks recovering from a broken hip. I'm getting the opportunity from a master teacher to know what I need to work on in myself, like with my mum there, because we see things quite differently.
Absolutely, yeah.
I had a moment with her the other day, and she went to bed, refused food, and I was like, okay. So I sat there and I was asking myself, have I been kind? And I'm writing, and I thought, not always. So I kind of wrote out stuff, and then I wrote it out. Ho'oponopono. 5 minutes later, my mum came into the room, crying, said, "I'm sorry, I need you." And I was like, oh, that's like generations cleared in one.
Oh, that's incredible.
I really value this as a tool in my life.
Oh, amazing. That's lovely.
Thank you for sharing.
It's just reminders as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that is lovely, because you know,
it to myself as well.
there is a
And
song.
I'm really like, please forgive me. I'm kind of like, oh, you know, I like properly kind of, yeah.
There is a song on YouTube. It's 32 minutes, and I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love it, and it just goes over for 32 minutes. And so I quite often have that just playing in the background, so that you're not having to do it yourself. You're just half listening to that while you're doing whatever you do on the computer as well, because then you're clearing that situation. And what I also love, obviously, is that it clears it for your ancestors. Like, you're not doing it to clear for your ancestors, because there is only you, but of course there is your ancestors that you've come from. So it is that knowledge that it clears it from the whole situation. I'm trusting that, you know, for my boy, just by me saying that over and over again while I think of that situation, because I don't want him to be upset at work, and I'd love him to just, you know, we just said, pack the job in, you know, something else would turn up. But when you've got a mortgage and everything like that, so you get into all of these situations, yeah. So I'm trusting that it's helped my son as well.
I'm just thinking into it as you're speaking that I actually use it quite a lot. If I get a bit of a judgy, blamey thought about somebody, I'll say it immediately.
Good.
Clean it from my soul.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I don't want to, that's not, that, you know, that what's that game where they...
You're not hearing this, are you hearing it? Is that all right?
It's almost like that.
You're not hearing what the lady's saying, are you?
Cleaning the way for the good energy.
Mm.
I'll stop talking now, but yeah, this is great. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. No, that's fine. I didn't know if there was a way you could be heard, but anyway, yeah. Okay. Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian art, problem solving. The original Hawaiians used this practice. Dr. Iliakala Hulen, my Ho'oponopono teacher, so this is Mabel Cat saying this, says that these Hawaiians came from other galaxies. Many religions are practiced in Hawaii as everywhere else. Not everyone in Hawaii knows about Ho'oponopono, but Morna Simeona brought these teachings to us and updated them for modern times. So when Morna Simeona was doing it, she would have the whole family sat round. You'd have to have the whole family if there was a situation within the family. And you would stay there until everyone felt cleared, cleansed about everything. But then she realised, or it might have been Dr. Hulen, realised that you only need yourself, because there is only you in your reality. So you don't need to bring the family into it, because you are the one taking the 100% responsibility for this. Oh, that's what it says next. The past, you needed the whole family present, and one by one they would ask for forgiveness from each other. But now we know that there is no one else out there. It is just our thoughts of the other person, our own memories. So we take 100% responsibility. So I don't know if you can still get this book. She's written a new one that took her 10 years. So what she learned in that 10 years, I can't remember, but if you found Mabel Katz, you'd find her new book anyway, and that's like updated for all what she found in the last 10 years, which is now like probably 13, 14 years ago.
Jackie, how do you spell her surname?
Katz. Would you be happy to do a meditation for the inner child? Lovely. Because this is a really lovely one that connects you to your inner child, but also brings in, obviously, Ho'oponopono. So if you could begin by taking a gentle deep breath, a few gentle deep breaths. Allow yourself to soften, relax, and surrender to this moment. I invite you now to journey within, to connect to one of the most sacred relationships in all of creation. The relationship between your conscious self and your subconscious self. This is the relationship between the mother and the child within you. The aspect of yourself with free will, the mother, and the part of you that holds all memories, the inner child. The inner child carries the imprints of all creation, joy, pain, love, sorrow, memories of everything you have ever experienced. When there is sadness, depression, or fear, it is the inner child carrying that burden. We now can heal that by choosing love. Now, very softly in your heart, say to your inner child, for the first time in creation, I am fully acknowledging your presence within me. You are a part of me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am so sorry. I am sorry for all the memories that you carry. Sorrow, grief, pain. I am here now. I acknowledge your burdens, your cares, your worries. I take full responsibility, and I now ask that all of these burdens be gently undone. And now ask your inner child, may I please stroke the top of your head with love and care. Visualize yourself tenderly stroking your inner child's head, feeling pure love flowing from you, and gently say, I love you. Please forgive me for all the accumulated sorrows. I am sorry for any moments that I neglected you, abandoned you, or left you feeling insecure. I love you. Thank you for staying with me. I am here now. Ask your child, please let go. Show me where there is pain or tension or any discomfort in your body. Please help me to release it. Continue to softly stroke the child's head, offering comfort and safety. And now tenderly ask, may I give you a hug? As your inner child says yes, lovingly cradle them in your arms. Thank you for being a part of me. I love you. I'm sorry for the pain that you have carried. Please forgive me. Now ask with tenderness, may I hold your hand? In your heart, take your child's hand and softly stroke it. I'm sorry if I've ever made you feel unloved or unseen. I love you. Thank you. Take a deep breath and with your child's permission, release any financial worries. Please let go of any financial fear or stress. I am sorry for any painful memories connected to money. I release them now with love. And now ask, may I hold your other hand? Taking it gently, stroking it with kindness. Please help me release any frustrations with other people. I want you to feel peace, not anger or irritability. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Building this strong, loving bond with your inner child, you now ask, may I gently place my hands on your shoulders? Place your hands there softly, feeling the connection deepen. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please forgive me for ever making you feel alone, for any harm caused. I offer you unlimited, unconditional love now and always. Know that this is the most important relationship. When your inner child feels loved, protected, and nurtured, all other relationships with people, with creativity, and with life itself can begin to heal. Say to your child, any time that you have felt ignored or wounded, I am deeply sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to release these old memories. Let us now walk hand in hand into divinity, into the light, free and inspired. Gently in your heart say once more, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you. Take a slow, deep breath, feeling the love and peace growing within you. And when you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the room, feeling your body resting against the seat. Gently open your eyes, carrying this love with you. So I've just got a reminder from Dr. Hugh Len after that meditation, and you can go on YouTube and put in Dr. Hugh Len inner child meditation, and that comes up very similar to that. So reminder from Dr. Iliakula Hugh Len, whenever you can, take a few quiet moments to reconnect with your inner child. Send them unconditional love and kindness. Remember, every word is only an old memory replaying. Every worry is only an old memory replaying. You erase it by letting go, surrendering it to divinity, and filling the space with love and inspiration. You are already perfect. It is only the memories that need healing. So then he's done a little bit that's just a bit different to what I've given out there. I'm sorry, dear memory, for the echoes I did not see. Please forgive my forgetting, the dreaming that led me astray. I love you, the light within the memory, the child within the pain, the source that sings beneath it all. Thank you for rising to be seen, for giving me the chance to set you free. Thank you for leading me home. I return now to the blank slate, to the pure light of love. I am memory free, I am whole. Do you know what the time is? Oh, lovely. So is there anyone that would like to say anything, any questions? The main part of Ho'oponopono is just, you know, the forgiveness, how important forgiveness is. So when you're saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, that is upsetting. Sorry about this poll. I'm sorry, please forgive me again. But yeah, a lot of people find forgiveness can be quite a difficult one, because you might not feel that there's anything you need to forgive. You might feel it was from someone else. And all I can say is come back to the fact that, you know, we are the only person in our reality. We create our own reality. And so it's for us to clear and clean on that. And even by saying Ho'oponopono, that is the delete key. That does mean, without saying the other 4 sentences, or even I love you and thank you, just saying Ho'oponopono is a clearing tool. It does mean to make right, to make good. Very happy. Yes, Julia?
I did use it once.
Yes.
In a work situation about 3 years ago, and it was a kind of bullying situation.
Oh, right.
I forget, which is why I'm here. I forget, and I just said to a couple of people in my mind, I kept saying it over and over and over again, because it had been a situation that had been going on for a while.
Yeah.
And it stopped.
Oh, wow.
Within about a week.
Oh, wow.
It stopped. But it was a pattern.
Pattern, yes. Yes. Yeah.
Like bullying.
Absolutely.
It stopped. It's almost like it broke that spell almost. But then, as you say, if it's coming...
But you're clearing yourself.
Clearing myself.
Yeah. Clearing yourself of all these. You know, I'll just tell you, thank you for that. Is that the questions? Yeah. At the back of this particular book, there's so many questions. I won't answer them, but you know, what is Ho'oponopono? So that explains that. Ho'oponopono is the delete key on the keyboard of our computer. What does it mean to be 100% responsible? Where do the problems come from? And most of our problems come from ancestors. For example, if you know diabetes run in the family, you would say, oh, I know I'll get diabetes because it's come down the line through the family. Which, if you know German New Medicine, there's no way that is true. Yeah. German New Medicine, I know, I saw that. Because you know Bill Tucker comes to us in the New Forest and talks to us about German New Medicine. And that is revolutionary. You know, inspiration will take you. Do you know about German New Medicine? Oh, yeah. It is honestly, Bill said when we went to the first one, did you come along to that? Oh, he said, leave anything you know about medicine, illness and that at the door and come in with an open mind. And literally, even talking about cancer, he said that's a celebration. As soon as you get a diagnosis of cancer, you celebrate because the symptom is now showing you that you're healing, that you're starting to heal. But we're told that we're starting to die. And so the ripple goes through the whole family, because then you're given a time which is so wrong, to be given a time of, you know, you've got 4 months to live. How awful is that? Because then you program your body to believe, if you don't know about something like German New Medicine, and we all know here there's cures for it, and certainly not through the pharmaceutical. Probably shouldn't say that, but yeah, so from our ancestors. The same thing with emotional problems or lack of money or relationship challenges. Most memories come from our ancestors. And the girl I spoke to the other night, Angie Arkin in America, when we talked about ancestors, oh, what was I going to say to you about that? She said, when I said the name of a person that I know, she said fear has come down through his whole generation and is now with him, and it's for him to clear on. So we're the generation that know how to clear and clean, not perhaps even through Ho'oponopono, but all what we're learning now, especially in this sort of spiritual environment. We know that we're clearing for us, but also clearing for our ancestors. And obviously I just find Ho'oponopono the simplest way, but there is obviously other ways that we can clear. So yeah, when I said that name, and she said, oh yes, that's come through the whole family line, and he hasn't got it as bad as his father had it, but he'll know how to clear it so that it doesn't pass on to his children. What does cleaning mean? How do I clean? Why do I have to clean all the time? And that's because it's like weeds on a surface, or, you know, think of a CD player that's playing, but maybe the volume is down and you can't hear anything. So the memories are actually playing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's why you're clearing all the time, because the slightest thing can just trigger you to a memory. And then if you're clearing all the time, you don't hold that memory. You don't carry on recycling it. What happens when I clean? Yeah, so some very good. How long does it take to see results? And so you never you have no expectation with this. Luckily, you found and so did you know, with a situation, and you had that in mind, and it helped. Without a doubt it can. But not to have anything, because then you can just be disappointed and give up on it if you're not seeing results. No specific answer. Sometimes you'll see the results right away. Other times it will take longer. Remember that people come into your life to give you one more chance. The people you live with, the people you work with, are all ones with whom you have more stuff to clean. You're doing this cleaning to be at peace, no matter what's happening. You clean without expecting any specific results or in a certain length of time. You're going to be at peace even if the other person does not change or leave, but you will have cleared yourself, so you'll feel much better. You don't have to be at peace if you have all the money. You can be at peace even if you have money or if you don't have money. You want to be at peace no matter what's going on around you. The change will be in God's time, not in your time, but know that it will be in perfect time. Do I just sit and clean? What about taking action? Well, there is no action to take other than just saying those sentences, or I love you, thank you, all day. You know, can you just imagine, I know I said that earlier, but if we were all walking around just thinking I love you to everything and everyone. Dennis, who I would do the workshops with before, he would always think about he'd like to go to, if we're holding a, you know Dennis, don't you? If we're holding a workshop, he'll go to the place beforehand, see what it's like, and then he'll be consciously clearing even the light bulbs, thanking the carpets, thanking whoever laid the carpets, thanking whoever put this tent up, you know, just being in gratitude of where we are and really loving everything. We've got so much to be grateful for. So he sort of cleans the premises even before we go in, because of course there's memories from in the room from before whatever's happened there. How can I clean with my expectations? Well, you can't. Let go of the expectations. Let go of thinking that you know what is right and perfect. When you catch yourself expecting something, whether good or bad, go back to being that innocent child of God that you are and be open to miracles. And that's the inner child bit. So that's what I was saying. Joe Vitale didn't talk about the inner child at all, whereas Mabel Katz does it. And the inner child is just so important, to really love your inner child. How can I clean automatically? Well, that's just, it speaks for itself. You just say, I love you, thank you, all day long. What if more stuff comes up when I'm cleaning? And that's quite often. They say that even more stuff can come up to clean on. You're cleaning and now you notice even more things that didn't seem to be there before, that you weren't aware of, but now you're clearer. Now you know better. God will give you lots of opportunities to clean because you know how to clean. Remember, these things can come up as really as blessings, opportunities to grow and find out who you really are. They are not tests or punishments. Who am I saying sorry to? to your enemies, and the enemies are your memories, and they are inside of you. So maybe you're saying sorry to yourself, maybe you're saying it to divinity. You'll never know, and you don't need to know. You just need to know to do that. Do I need to repeat the whole cleaning sentence? And that's when she says, I love you and thank you is enough. Or even just thank you. So yeah, really wonderful book that is. But as I say, she's got a more updated book with even more in it. Anything else before we finish? Any questions at all?
Just a comment.
Yeah.
You mentioned that inspiration is better than intuition, which is run by the ego. I don't think we should discount intuition, because the way I see it is intuition is basically our ancestors leaning back in time and whispering to us what to do next in any sort of given situation.
Yeah. It depends, because they say if it's a good memory, do you still do the cleaning? But you do, because who's to say what's a good or a bad memory? For me, if that works for you, you respecting your ancestors, because even doing this, you still respect your ancestors, but you're clearing and cleaning for them as well. So yeah, completely, nothing's wrong actually. There's never anything wrong. So I would just be doing that. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. But yeah, intuition, I get that. But it can be the ego intuition, because we think we know better than divinity or God. But yes, whatever works for you works. If it works for you, that is. Yeah. Anything else, anyone? Thank you all so much for listening to this today. Thank you. Thank you.